Welcome to the heat. Welcome to the heat. Wait, wow, no, they ain't.
เออลองลองเด้อลำเด้อ
พี่ใหญ่พี่น้อยพี่ดำพี่แหลกไปว่าวโน้นได้ซื่อๆพี่แตะ
Good. Yeah.
โอ้เจ้าเห็นอย่างคือแบบจะสัมผัสบนล่างมีเลย
No, บ่ได้ล้างหยังดอก No, that's not true. I wash my face.
I think about like in my 20s and my 30s, like, just to put in the effort 20 minutes in the morning, barely.
I had like minimum standards, it felt like. And now it's funny when we talk about trying to define what the term pombovi well, not just means, but like how it's used. And that's my life. That's my mantra now. Like whatever I'm in, gotta go. The stinky from the gym feel. I'm so comfortable going anywhere.
I showered today, but I didn't shower yesterday,
Well, that's the thing is that when the weekend comes, you pick and choose.
How's everything else going?
I'm at a better place with the writing I've been trying to do, like writing more consistently. It's such a struggle for me, but I'll pick up my phone and record something stupid and send to you.
I think that's actually a good part of your work too. Like you can do that. Sit there and then you send me a stupid recording or something like that. You're kind of working, but that was the fun part of it.
Can I be just writing about tea and theme?
You actually can, girl.
I think there's a lot about the tea in that. Will not try to touch, like literally.
Everything's in the highest point. Like even when you know, the higher you know is
Yeah.
someone
Yeah,
of
it's like
higher
more reverence,
power,
more honor.
someone of more prestige, So when you go down to the feet in the feed, if you take your feet and just it's so disrespectful because the feet touch the ground, it touches dirt, and then you take that dirty ass foot and you go
My mom would never let us like close the door with our feet.
exactly.
Refrigerator, point at things.
Your head is held to a higher prestige. People shouldn't be touching your head or smacking you in the head. Don't walk on is just like might as well just spit on them. That's why eating bean is so insulting.
That's right.
Because I want to put my dirty ass feet in your motherfucking mouth, which is coming from your motherfucking head.
And now goes all up in your body, in your jai.
In America, it might sound like erotic to say, "Do you want to eat my feet?" It's not like that in our culture. It's like, no, the sorting of the thing that's going into your mouth is what they want you to do. That's something like my mom always instilled in me, how disrespectful the foot is. You know how it is with Kunlao? Like we can't even yep Kun. Like you can't nang mon because your ass is on the pillow. Same shit. Like you don't sit on the pillow. Well, that goes on your head. Our head really holds a lot of value. And apparently the he doesn't because that's they keep talking about it. Like
I think that's a really good segue to talking about this other. So I sent you that poem yesterday. Could we read the poem out loud?
Okay.
That would be really fun.
Okay. Poem.
From the diaspora also. We're gonna read it out loud to the audience so you can hear this creative and literary work by one of our sisters, Victoria Gill, professor out of Lesley University. Maybe we could think more about, like what you're saying, the symbol and the metaphor of it. And this poem's called Number 34.
เลข34ลูกหลาว
Okay. มึงออกจากผีลาว มึงต้องเว้าลาว
มึงออกจากขี้เหล้ามึงต้องเว้าลาว
You came out of a loud pussy. You have to speak loud. แม่ลาว ลูกลาวตัว
แม่ลาวลูกเหล้าตัว
Loud mother means a loud child, of course. These were my mother's battle cries. We not only survive, we toil to thrive.
School is where the head is. Keep your loud aside. Home is where the heart is. Keep your English outside. Knowing when to use which words where keeps us alive.
I am of her blood and bone, survival warriors of the unknown. of refugee camps, of clashing thrones, of the Khmer genocide. There's nothing for me to decide. I embraced her unwillingness to hide. Dutifully I abide.
คุณแม่
คุณแม่
ลาวอีสาน
ลาวอีสาน
fought for her life, and now we fight for her language. For I am Luke Lao.
ลูกลาว
I hold on to it tight. This legacy, it is the air I need to breathe. In this way, we, she, and our ancestors remain in existence in immortality.
When I first read it, I couldn't finish it because I got stuck on the Lao verses. The Lao verses were what I remembered the most. I kind of feel like it's very symbolic of our language because the expression is so strong. Like when someone Lao says a certain something to you, it's in your head. Like you visualize what it means. You know, when she said she "มึงฟักหีLao," you know, and I stopped right there. It was "มึงอักจากหีLao."
So yesterday
Well-
when I sent you this poem and you wrote me that's as far as you got.
You know, it was so strong. I was like, that's the moral of the whole poem.
It really got me thinking too, because oh shit, if you telling your kid like came out of a loud pussy, you basically using your he to talk about your children's culture, like their motherland. I was like, yo, when we talking about the he,
It's more powerful than we think.
look at what she said. When we talk about the he, we invoke in the ancestors.
That's what I'm saying. Like the moment you mention the he and whatever expression that comes with it, it's so strong. Even, you know, for movie He Belong, you're like, damn, he really told you you look unbathed and unwashed, you know?
You're not appropriate to be out in the world.
Why are you leaving the house like that?
Because you're representing your ancestors.
Yeah. My mom said, she said, at least brush your hair.
Same with my mom. I was like, yo, how does my hair look? She was like, at least brush it. Also, you know what? I just realized that he rhymes with P. That's the ancestors.
Hey, so get this, right? This is just a coincidence. He in the English language is male, right? In most cultures, male are the dominant.
Oh,
So
word.
he, you know, we're the he's.
We're taking that shit.
We really are. So we're the he in America, in a sense.
Yeah, we're the he and the she. We're all.
Helping he and helping she and helping she.
And E,
I like E. You know, like I don't mind saying E.
I like E too.
You know, like some lot of people are uptight about it, like, ah, Quavo Macwell, you know, and I'm like, I'll call my kid that. I don't care.
I remember getting into arguments with people about like saying Ihani.
It's like playful. I'm not insulting you if I say it a certain way, you know?
It's just like, your bitch. Are you my bitch? I've had women get not happy because y'all are not my bitches.
I get it. You know, some people are doi kanoi people, and that's fine because that's our formality in our culture.
That's that royalist shit though, right?
I'm not gonna, oh, yes, sir, ma'am. You know, that's not how I fucking talk to people in real life.
So
Real life loud is the he.
Yeah. I want to be in a society where I can call anybody Bak E. I taught my boyfriend. I was like, you need to remember this phrase. Bakani.
จนมีรถถีบตบเลย นี่คนไปตีทีมแล้วนะมึงเอาบักฮานี่มึงดู I don't even know you บักฮานี่มึงก็มาเอิญกูบักฮานี่
I took him to the show that Mengda and Mac had last week. We met some Lao people there. And I was like, okay, babe, show them what I taught you.
Oh my god
And he's
โอ้ย
just like, Hamlang.
Oh my god ไปสอนเนาะแนวสอนแนวบ่สอนเนาะ
They're like, do you even know how to say hello?
What happened to her สบายดีเนาะไปสอนเขาโน่นเลยจนเลยมีคนสิไปตีทีบแล้วแหละ
The reason why I hesitate with some, even like Bakhania, is like you really have to break it down. You have to break down what Bak and E means because we don't have that in English. Like grammatically, I always have to tell them like, oh, this is a classifier. Like flower is like dog. right? You know, fruit, everything is mak,
Y-
right?
Yeah, and you
So
have
it's
to
like,
express that it's a fruit before you express what kind of fruit it is.
right. And if we're going to use bak and e, then I have to tell them because we don't always use gender, right? Like sometimes we could just say lao.
We actually don't use gender as much, only when we're doing the e.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's, ka chua, ka dao, or lao, or kao,
Family titles are very gender.
because
Like,
you have to know their position in the family.
well,
So,
it's gendered and it's like hierarchical. That part of language is very gendered. And then only with like bak and e, you could say lao, you could say hun, you can
oh.
say man, gu. As people talk more about gender and pronouns, a lot of people are looking to the East, where like a lot of the Eastern languages, when I used to have a lot of Chinese students, they would mix up he and she all the time.
Yeah, because it doesn't,
It don't
when
exist.
it's referring to self is I'm like koi, it's just me. It really is just me. So they say like, me go to store.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like I and me. It's just self. Self
Yeah.
goes to store.
Me go store.
Yeah. Give it to self.
If it's you're referring to someone, right? I could see how like the translation errors come in, because instead of saying he's over there, you're like, oh, they over there. Like I'm telling
Yeah.
you, the English language is so complicated.
It is. It makes me resonate with this part of Victoria Gill's poem where she's like, school's where the head is. Keep your lao aside. Home is where the heart is. The chai, right? Keep your English outside. Knowing when to use which words where keeps us alive. I went to school with mad white people, and we didn't even have ESL in the first school that I went to. It was basically, all right, go to school and try not to be different. Maybe it was different for you because you grew up in Chicago where it was like a big Lao population. But you talk about that a lot, which like the more you talk about it, I'm just like, I don't really feel like I had that.
It was a battle. Every time I came home from school, sometimes it would feel like, shit, they're coming again. I could tell you crazy things I did. Like I would throw hot water out at them from the second floor window. Some days they would tolerate me enough where they would want to play games with us. Always insulting and get made fun of for being poor. But in actuality, we're all in the same neighborhood. We're all poor. Like, we live in fucking Albany Park. We all are like assimilating. When
Yeah.
coming here so young, I just pick up on the language really fast. I stopped speaking Lao very early. My mom would speak to me in Lao and I would speak to her back in English. And my parents never corrected me because there's that whole mentality of like being afraid that they won't assimilate and learn the language.
That was what the 80s and the 90s were like. Nobody was trying to be bilingual. Like that wasn't a cool
No, it
thing.
wasn't. English was valued. And if you knew English real well, that was something that they were proud of. Just don't remember speaking Lao for a while. And I remember when I did, it was terrible. I spoke Lao in English grammar. So a lot of the language that I remember very strongly was like all the verbal attack between me and the Lao kids in the neighborhood.
We hope you enjoyed listening to The He censored feminist musings from the minds of Noi Munduong and Sunisa Nuansi. We created the space to vaulin namkan, but also to look and listen critically to our mother cultures and traditions. We're starting by reclaiming the he. Kapchay Lailai, Pinong, and big ups to all our friends and fam for going on this healing journey with us.